What's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Hickson and I spent 5 years working my way up to the top of an MLM before realizing they're just not all that they're cracked up to be. My goal with this channel is to rescue some Huns, to prevent some Huns from becoming Huns, and to also give those a voice who have left the Hunbot industry like myself. I'm not really sure why I just did that entire intro because this video has nothing to do with MLMs, but it's just as, if not more cringy. So if you want to watch me be absolutely super exponentially cringily awkward in some of the very first YouTube videos I ever made, then definitely go ahead and keep watching, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn on the post notification bell if you want to be notified every time I post. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like anti-MLM content, or if you just think I'm super cool. And if you want to, follow me on all social media platforms at the Jessica Hickson. It's what you do, making me feel like I'm falling, and when you move it. Today's small business shout out goes to Rachel Dooley of Dooley Doodles. And Rachel actually sent me some stuff, so I'm gonna show you what she sent me. Rachel makes hand lettered and hand painted home goods and decor. So she sent me this one that says, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" And the quote is by Mary Oliver. She painted this. Hopefully it's not too bright for you guys. Let me see if I can turn that down a little bit. There we go. And then this other one says, "For there's always light if only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it." And this one is also a quote, and she painted this one as well. I'm sorry if my nails look disgusting. Should have checked that out beforehand, but regardless, super cute hand-painted art, and we love supporting a small business, don't we? So definitely go check her out if you'd like to support a small business and get some super cute art. I will leave all of her links in the description below. So like I said, today I'm gonna do a reaction video to some of my old YouTube videos when I first started my channel. So I started my channel back in 2018. I act like it's so long ago because I legit look like a totally different person and sound like a totally different person and feel like a totally different person, but it actually was only less than 3 years ago. But I started a YouTube channel, I started posting a few videos, and then I just stopped posting, and that was mainly because I got a lot of shit for it within my MLM because I wasn't focusing my time on my MLM or income producing activities. Instead, I was focusing it on YouTube when I wasn't making an income with YouTube. So that's why I stopped, but I was going through and looking for more MLM videos a couple days ago when I was trying to plan out my videos, and I just realized how absolutely cringy my first videos were on YouTube, and you guys just need to see them. So today I'm gonna react to two different ones that are cringy is like the least of what they are. They are, my skin was crawling watching them, so let's just go ahead and roll the clip. Hey guys! No, that's stupid. Oh gosh, I have to remember to solid attempt to like act natural and look cute. Also clean up, like what is that mess behind you? At least like pick up a little bit, move it out of the frame, something. Look at the lens, not the screen. Okay. Hey guys, it's Jessica. This is so awkward. Okay. What's up guys? I'm Jessica. All that. And that's the one you decided to go with. You settled on that one. You thought, yep, this is the one. Classic. And I have decided to create my own YouTube channel. Hi. This is worse than my MLM videos, you guys. Okay, so I want to create a YouTube channel because I love nothing more than when I post a video on Facebook and then I get messages with people telling me how much it impacted them and just relating with me on any level and that it helped them in some way. So I wanted to create a YouTube channel just like with like everything. Editing skills on fleek though. All around everything, mom stuff, girl stuff, my crazy day stuff, some story times, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I thought my first video would be a 50 facts about me. So I have written down 50 facts about me and I'm gonna share them with you guys today. Okay, so 50 facts about me, and if you want to learn more about the 50 facts, because there's some in here that are like, whoa, 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 I need the story behind that, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I can't believe I just said that. Okay, but subscribe to my channel. I think that's what the YouTubers say, so I'm gonna say it, like subscribe to my channel or something, and then like turn on the post notifications or something like that. And I forget what else they say. But here's my 50 facts about me. Okay, numero uno. Let me pull it up on my phone. Number one, dust. All right. Oh my gosh. Number one. I was actually named after my uncle's baby. When my mom went to the hospital, she had in mind that my name was going to be Candace Dawn, which is fact number two. My name was going to be Candace Dawn, and she was going to call me Candy because she wanted a Candy and a Mandy because my sister's name is Amanda. So my mom went to the hospital with the name Candace Dawn, and then shortly before I was born, my uncle had a baby and her name was going to be Jessica Lynn, but she was actually stillborn. Why did I say that so cheerfully? What the fuck? And so my name is Jessica Lynn, named after her. All right, number three. Okay, this is really weird, but why did I cut everything at the worst time? Like I didn't know how to expand it to like make the cuts more precise or something. I don't remember struggling with that, but all of these are cut. Like halfway through a word, it's cut and then I start a new thought. I'm sorry. I can't stand when my feet are dry. So you can ask my friends, like I will wake up in the middle of the night. If my feet are dry, I ain't about that life, and I will wake up out of a dead sleep, put lotion on my feet before I can ever go back to sleep. I cannot sleep whatsoever if my feet are dry in any way. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me, or like, I don't know. I don't like it. So I wake up and I lotion my feet nearly every night. Right, number four. I have asthma, and I've had asthma and allergy injections for 5 years. I was supposed to have them for 10 years, but college got in the way and I just never finished them. But my asthma and allergies are like totally controlled now, and I don't have any problems with them. That aged well, considering literally yesterday I went to the doctor and she put me on another preventative because I was using my inhalers too much. Love that for me, but I kind of think part of it is because I got COVID and that like did something in there other than like seasonal allergies and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, number five. I'm actually really shy, okay? Like you guys probably wouldn't guess that based on wanting to start a YouTube channel and by my Facebook, my Instagram, but actually I am one of those people, if I see someone in person that I know, I try to avoid them. So at all costs, I will like go to the other side of the store if I see someone that I know in person because I'm really socially awkward and I hate feeling awkward, so I just avoid the situation altogether. I hate being alone, so I hate being by myself at my house. I hate not being surrounded by people or not doing anything. Like I'm not a homebody whatsoever. I love being around people, but I hate talking to said people, if that makes sense. It doesn't really make sense, but I could like sit and people watch all day, but if someone tries to talk to me, I go into like fight or flight mode or something and my brain just shuts off and I get super awkward and I say things that don't make sense and I just hate it. So moral of the story, if you talk to me in public, I will probably say something stupid that makes no sense. Number six, I am only 5'2½". I went to my work's annual conference and everyone, when they saw me, they were like, oh my gosh, you're just a little minion. Like everyone expects me to be taller than I actually am. I'm only 5'2½". I have never smoked a cigarette in my entire life and I'm proud of it because they're gross. I cannot eat anything that I don't like the smell of. Still true. However, I still can't smell from having COVID in April. So maybe I should start trying those foods while I can't smell. But no, not gonna happen. I'm horrible about that. I'm like a chicken strips and fries kind of girl with like loads of ranch. I will be the person to go to like a seafood restaurant and get the chicken strip basket. But then if I can like taste the hint of fish on the breading of the chicken, I can't eat it. I don't know. I'm a very picky eater. I have the taste buds of like a 4-year-old, which might explain why my children eat the same way that I do. So seafood, gotta go. Tuna, gotta go. Broccoli smells like a dirty diaper, and just can't do it. So there we go. Backstreet Boys over NSYNC all day, every day. I was a flight attendant. Some of you guys may know this about me, some of you may not, but I was a flight attendant and I plan on doing a video about the life of a flight attendant. So stay tuned if you'd like to see that video. Which also brings me to the point that I have been to 45-ish states. I didn't really feel like writing down all the states that I've been to, but I know that I haven't been to like California, Washington, Oregon, A lot. What was that little editing detail? Alaska, and one more on the West Coast. Anyways, I have been to 45-ish states. My next one is I love Christian music. I would have to say that country is my favorite, but I really love Christian music and I can jam out and get down to some Christian music all day. Number 13, I do not like popcorn. It's grown on me a little bit. It just seems to have like loads of butter and loads of salt, and then I'm good. I can eat it now. People think I'm crazy, but I think it's gross. The next one, people also think I'm crazy. I'm gonna have people coming at me, but I don't like watching TV. I'll watch YouTube all day. I'll watch documentaries, but I hate watching movies. I cannot sit down to watch a movie. Still true, and please don't come for me in the comments, but I've never seen like The Lion King or like 101 Dalmatians or pretty much any of like the Disney movie. I don't even know if those are Disney movies. I haven't seen any of the like classics other than I remember watching Cinderella and maybe one called Aristocats or something like that. I remember watching that, but my vibe was a little bit more like I watched 8 Mile a lot and 13 Ghosts, you know, very age appropriate videos or movies for me to be watching. Those are the ones I watched. Otherwise, I was like always just outside doing things as a kid. I never wanted to just like sit still and not do anything, like watch a movie, and I still don't. My brain can't focus on a movie. Like I have ADD, and when I try to sit down to watch a movie, my brain is just going all sorts of different places, and I'm like on my phone or I'm like trying to follow the movie, but it's not happening. Like any movie that I actually have to use my brain to think about what's happening, count it out. I love documentaries because I love to learn and they're like based on real things, but movies, I know that they're fake, and so they're just boring to me, most of them. Mean Girls though, that one hits different. I hate watching TV shows other than Big Brother. Big Brother's my jam. But other than that, I hate watching movies, and my husband thinks I'm absolutely crazy because he loves to watch movies, but I just can't do it. I love me some math. I cannot stand science, can't stand it, but math is my jam. I'm just trying too hard with the personality thing. You know, I'm just being like over dramatic with my reactions, and it's weird and awkward. 20, I went to a private school. 21, I never got less than a B in school, which is, I feel like pretty good, you know, especially at a private school. 22, Blake Lively is my 100% girl crush. Still true for show. I'd do her for show. So back up off, but she's been my girl crush from day one. I feel like when I say this one that everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, but you should try this, you should try this. But honestly, like I feel like I've tried everything. Okay, so I don't believe in essential oils. Please don't come for me. I don't want to hear it. Still true. I think that they are mainly the placebo effect, and this is just my opinion, so leave me alone in the comments. I think it's mainly the placebo effect, and that companies use them to just make money and make false claims about them in order to get people to buy them. Like I remember the first time someone told me to use peppermint oil for my migraine, and I tried it because I, at that point, was just willing to do anything to help my migraine. And I have to say, if you think that peppermint oil gets rid of your migraine, you've never had a migraine. My migraines are debilitating. Like I will lay in bed with a puke bucket or lay by the toilet in complete darkness with an ice pack on my neck and feel nauseous for the entire day. If I don't have any of my migraine medication to take, it will last for probably like 48 hours. Luckily, I found a medication that will usually knock it out for me, but the peppermint oil did not a single thing for it. Didn't even touch the surface of it. Don't eat me. I don't believe in essential oils. I like the way they smell, so I use them. I use like lavender in my bath because I like the way it smells, and I guess rumor has it that it like is relaxing or something, but I don't believe in them. I've never had an essential oil that I've used and been like, oh my gosh, like it actually worked. No, I never have. So I don't believe in essential oils, but I like the way they smell, so I use them. I have never broken a bone. I have lived in 7 states. I have lived in Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Wisconsin, South Dakota, Florida, and Texas. This one's kind of funny. I regret all but one of my tattoos. Literally all but one. If you want to hear more about my tattoos, stay tuned and I will tell you more about it in a video. Spoiler alert, that video doesn't exist. I never made that video, but it's quite simple actually. I have a little key with a heart behind my ear that I got on my 18th birthday with my cousin for absolutely no reason at all. And now everyone asks me why I have a P on my neck, but I don't. It's like an old-fashioned key with a heart at the top. I'll insert a picture if I can take one. And then I have a crown on the back of my neck because it was a joke between my friends and I that my name was Princess Jess. And so I think it was my 21st birthday, I went and got a tattoo with one of my friends, but the guy who was doing my tattoo was super like short-tempered and you could just tell he didn't want to be doing it. And so when he was asking me questions about it, I just like agreed because I just wanted him to be done and like not have to worry about me anymore. And that's the people pleaser in me, being like, yeah, whatever you want to do, no worries, that's fine. Yeah, don't want to inconvenience you. But he ended up shading it a bunch, so it is super duper dark. And yeah, I just didn't end up liking it. It looked really like gaudy and I just wanted something more like dainty. But yeah, and then my other tattoo, the one that I don't regret, is the one on my wrist and it says Live Strong with 1970 to 2008, and that was for my softball coach who passed away from cancer when I was in high school, and he gave us all Live Strong bracelets right before he passed away. So a couple of us went and got Live Strong tattooed on us. I once painted my cat with nail polish. I don't know why, but I do have this vivid memory of my sister and I painting our cat with nail polish, and then my mom couldn't get it out. It was bright pink and sparkly, and my cat just stayed like that for a while because we couldn't get the nail polish out. I do not remember that. This video was only 2 years ago. I don't remember that. I do remember pink sparkly nail polish or paint or something being all over our kitchen table, but I don't remember painting the cat, so that was nice. 28, I cry at everything. I literally cry if I'm happy, I cry if I'm sad, I cry if I'm mad, I cry at everything. I have a skin tag on my butt cheek. That is true. However, the skin tag is now gone. I don't know if I shaved it off or what, but I had a skin tag on my butt cheek. Apparently, I felt the need to share that with you all. Yeah. There's no story behind it. It's just there. I do CrossFit and I'll talk about it all day, every day because I love CrossFit and I love my family with CrossFit and I love what it's done for my body. And it's made me more confident. So I do CrossFit. Everybody knows the first rule about CrossFit is always talk about CrossFit. So of course I had to throw that in there. I don't carry a purse because #momlife and I have a diaper bag for that. I have been using the same foundation for 3 years. That tells you how much I wear makeup and how much I actually put into my appearance. Obviously, check out this hair, looking pretty fab. But if you came to this channel looking for like beauty makeup, beauty tips, makeup, hair, you're in the wrong place because I know nothing about that. Clearly. And I can't help you with any of that. 33, I have never had a ticket ever, which brings me to the next point. I have been in 3 car accidents, but I've never had a ticket. If you want to hear more about my car accidents, stay tuned too, because I do have a story time planned for my car accidents. And then I gave up on YouTube, so I didn't end up posting all but like one of my car accidents, but I have still never had a ticket. I've been pulled over many times when I was in high school, but it worked out that my stepdad was actually the chief of police. So I got out of a lot once they saw my registration because it was registered to my stepdad. But my car accidents, the first one I think is when it was winter time and I had a Monte Carlo and I had one of those phones that you flip open this way and it had like a keyboard on it. And I had my keyboard up on the steering wheel like this, so I was like texting but also like watching the road, and I just barely got off of like the smooth patch and hit a patch of ice, and my car just like, I was on it and then my car just went into the ditch. So I was fine, but I couldn't get out of my car because when your car is like on its side, It's really hard to open the door because the door weighs a lot. Then my next accident, I fell asleep at the wheel, and I ended up doing a story time on that one, and I might actually put that video in with this one as well. So we'll talk about that one in a little bit. And then my last one, it was terrifying, but it was not my fault in any way. So I had pulled up to a stoplight and there was a car in front of me, and then in front of them was a car accident like in the intersection. And this car in front of me was gonna try to just like back up and go around, like turn around so they don't have to wait on people to come like for the accident or whatever. It was like a very minor accident. And they just put this car in reverse, and immediately my heart dropped because they just gunned it backwards. They did not know I was there. So they just gunned it backwards and totaled my like $500 car. I think that one was a 1990 Geo Metro maybe. Yeah, I was completely totaled. So that was my third accident. Okay, so 35 is my biggest fear. So my biggest fear in life is having an illness and not knowing about it until it's too late. And I'm scared that I'm just gonna like be slowly dying on the inside and have no idea, and then it's gonna be too late and then I'm gonna die. Can you tell? Considering I have all these health issues, and part of it is me just being so stressed about doctors not listening to me or listening to my symptoms because I know something is not right with my body. Yeah, I'm worried that like something more is going on that they're not finding, and then if it happens to be too late, then like F me, right? Yeah, pretty morbid, huh? I worked in childcare for 8 years. My first job was at an ice arena, which is actually where I met my husband. Oh my gosh, this one's funny. So I used to have mental breakdowns. Like, tell me if any of my like 1990s babies like feel me on this, but in like early 2000s, it was really popular to have like slicked back hair. And I'm talking like gel with a soft brush, with a fine tooth comb, like making it as slick back as you could. So I used to have mental breakdowns if my mom could not get my hair perfectly slick. Like if there was one little bump in it, I was having a mental breakdown. I actually remember one time I didn't go to our school dance because I was having a mental breakdown over my hair not being as slicked back as I wanted it to be. Please tell me I'm not alone in that. Like my 90s babies, you know, when it was like the slick back with the scrunched hair in the back, and then you put the scrunchie or the scrunched hair in like a messy bun. Anybody else? And then you pull out like 2 strands right here that are just like slicked down to your face. Yeah, that's a true story. Styrofoam makes me gag. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. I can't stand it. I played softball, basketball, and track. I had shoulder surgery in 2014-ish, 13-ish. I also have had a lumpectomy of my breast when I was 13, and I also had my gallbladder removed when I was 18. And I have since had my appendix removed as well. Alright, so first YouTube channel, and we're already having technical difficulties. My camera shut off, so don't know where I was at, but we'll just go ahead and pick up somewhere around gallbladder surgery. The next one, had gallbladder surgery at 18. Number 44 is that my house actually burned down when I was in first grade, like to the ground. We had no belongings. Number 45. Okay, so I have to tell you guys a little story time on this one because it's quite humorous. So when I first started making these anti-MLM videos, some people within the MLM community, not gonna name any names, but my direct upline, felt a little bit salty that I was like speaking out about the truth, and so she made a post about me. My friend sent me this post and I was like, what the hell is it about? And let me just see if I can find it so you guys can kind of like understand what's happening here. Okay, I found it. So I sent this screenshot to my mom and I was like, what does this even mean? So it's from somebody within the industry, and they said, when you see anti-MLM YouTube and TikTok videos full of BS for likes and follows and think it's going to do good for anyone, including yourself, you must have burnt down your own family's house with your dog in it and made sure your belongings were safe in the garage. Hashtag just saying, hashtag get a life, hashtag haters are my motivators. And I sent this to my mom. I was like, what does this even mean? And she was like, I think it means like you got what you wanted out of the MLM and then now you're like leaving them to crash and burn. And I was like, okay, like I get it. Like I could see where it might mean that or whatever. So I just kind of like let it go. But then I was talking to, I don't know, I was talking to someone else who was in the business with me before, and she was like, oh no, that's not what that means. She said that this person had talked to someone else who had possibly implied that I burnt my own house down. I was in first grade, and this person that made the post about me believes that I took all of my belongings out of my own house and left my dog inside and set my own house on fire and let it burn with all my belongings in the garage. Sometimes I wonder about people, you know? Like we don't have any family photos. We don't have anything. Like we lost every single thing in the fire. Like I remember talking to the news stations about like what size clothes I wore and stuff because they were having the community send in donations because we had nothing. Oh, I lied. We had one thing. There was a Tasmanian devil stuffed animal that was the only thing that made it through the fire, which is a little weird, but it smelled like smoke and it was disgusting, but it was the one thing that made it through the fire. But this person who made the post about me is telling people that I burnt my own house down when I was in first grade. Oh lordy. But that just goes to show the links that people within MLMs will do in order to make people on the outside look terrible and make themselves look good. So I'm editing this video right now, and I asked on Instagram if you guys wanted the tea surrounding this whole me burning my own house down situation that went on. And you guys all said that you wanted the tea, but there's like so much that goes into it that I think I'm just gonna do a completely separate video with everything regarding that entire situation and how it went down and me confronting the person who implied it, who didn't really imply it, but the other person like switched it to fit their narrative. But I'm gonna do an entire video. I'll probably film it today, so it'll be up later this week, just surrounding that entire situation. So stay tuned. I have been arrested. I'm so embarrassed to say this because I'm a changed woman. I am a changed woman, but I have been arrested. 46, I was a security guard, believe it or not. I was probably maybe 130 pounds at the time, bleach blonde hair, and no one in their right mind would be scared of me, but I was a security guard. My wedding cost me $35. $35. Not $3,500, $35. That's true. And we always said like our 5-year anniversary that we would do like a reception type thing or a ceremony of some sort. And then our 5-year came and we were like, ah, shit, maybe we'll do it for the 10-year. And then it just became like we're 7 years now and we're just like, there are so many other things we could spend that money on. Like we don't want to waste it on proving to other people our love when we prove it to each other every day. And we could use that money to make memories with our children. So we're probably never going to do something like that. I'll go like travel the world with my husband or something. I have lived in homeless shelters. I cannot stand watching wedding proposals, and this is probably going to be like the opposite opinion of a lot of people, but I hate watching wedding proposals. They make me cringe. They make me like scared. They're awkward. Like I just can't do it. I still feel that way. I feel like I don't know, they're just so awkward to watch. And this goes for like my friends who, I love you guys, and please do not take this the wrong way because it's a me thing. But my friends who are singers and they're singing in public, like when we would have variety shows in grade school or something and my friends would sing for them, I just get this uncomfortable feeling, and I just hate watching people that I know are center stage, like doing something that could potentially embarrass them, and I don't want them to like be embarrassed or something. Okay, so that was pretty much it for that video. I am gonna continue with the story about when I got in a car accident, when I fell asleep at the wheel. I am gonna continue with that, but my camera is about dead, so I'll come back for you guys. It'll be like a split second, but I'm gonna charge my camera, make sure it's fully charged so that I can make my way through that video. All right, like I said, that was probably like 0.2 seconds for you guys, but if the lighting and stuff looks different, that's why. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Was that lame? That was so lame. Whatever. Anyways, first of all, I just want to give a shout out and thank you to everyone who has been supporting me since I started my channel. I was super nervous to start my channel, but having the support and love from all of my followers on Instagram and my Facebook followers means so much to me. It makes things so much easier. I was so worried about like creating good content that people would actually enjoy and for being judged about the things that I'm saying and stuff like that. So it means a lot that you guys are so supportive and cheering me on throughout this entire journey. So today I wanted to come at you with a story time, and girl, do I have the tea. The editing skills though. Just kidding. It's not really that juicy, but I want to talk to you guys about an experience. It was a bad experience, but it impacted my life in a positive way. So let me preface this by saying that my teenage years were not exactly made of the best decisions. Actually, they were made of very poor decisions. Like 9 times out of 10, I told my mom I was staying at a friend's house and I was literally dying in a cornfield with one shoe, hair on top of my head, and a vodka bottle in the other hand. That's true. My like freshman, sophomore year of high school were probably like my most wild years, like my glory days, if you will. College, I definitely got drunk a lot, but low-key was maybe a little bit of an alcoholic, like trying to drown out some like depression. But my high school days were like my wild and crazy fun party days. I don't know if that actually happened, but I saw it on a meme once, so we'll go with it.
Please stop talking.
Mean Girls for Life. Probably like my all-time favorite movie. I'm pretty sure I could quote the entire thing. That's how my life was in high school. High school was my glory days. College was a little crazy, but I settled down more than I was in high school. I was your 16-year-old girl, ready to party with all the college kids, didn't care what my mom said. I swear this light like brings out all the dust and then I like choke on it when I'm talking. I was one of those kids and would tell my mom like I was going to a friend's house and then would go to college parties and party all night. And that happened probably every single weekend from the time I was 15 until probably 17 when I got a serious boyfriend. But I think this story is really important. So if you want to hear about how I fell asleep at the wheel, keep on watching it. Okay. My timing on the transition there was just a little off. So here's what happened. As I told you guys, I went to parties every single weekend when I was in high school. So I would pick a few friends and we would drive an hour away to the college that the guy was seeing at the time. I can't really call him my boyfriend because he was dating me and like 4 other girls at one time. But anyway, that's true. Looking back now, it's actually pretty creepy that all of these college guys were dating like 15 and 16-year-old girls because these guys were not like they were like 2nd year or 3rd year college, and they would always, like the guy I was seeing and his friends would always be like, bring your hot friends who are down to party. And thinking about it now, it's like, okay, you wanted to bang these girls obviously, and you are like 19, 20 years old and you're like banging 15 and 16-year-olds. It's a little weird, pretty creepy. We would drive an hour away to go to this college that he went to party. And so that's what we were doing that weekend. For some reason, we had something going on that night until like 10 o'clock. So after filming this video, I realized what we were actually doing that night, and we had actually already wrecked my friend's car that night, which is why we didn't get there until 11 o'clock at night. as if the good Lord above wasn't telling us not to go, but we weren't the brightest crayons in the box, you could say. So the night before, we were driving there and we hit a deer head on, and it completely totaled the front end of my friend's car, to the point where we wrecked it next to one of our like childhood friends' houses. So we talked to that guy's mom and she let us park her car there while we went back and got my car to take my car instead. Anyways, I don't remember what her car, if her car ended up being totaled or not, but it was like a pretty bad accident to the point where we couldn't drive it. So yeah, we still went anyway. So we weren't gonna get there until around 11. So I don't know why we went in the first place. It's a mystery to me, poor decision making, but we went. We got there around 11. Everyone was pretty well drunk by that point, so us being the crazy 16-year-olds that we were, felt like we needed to catch up with everyone else. So we started playing drinking games. We were drinking all night. Finally got caught up with everyone. Ended up going to sleep around maybe like 4 o'clock. And then my friend had to be back for her basketball practice, so we had to leave by 6 o'clock in the morning. So we had like an hour and a half to 2 hours of sleep before we were gonna get on the road and start driving. So we get up in the morning and we're all just dragging, like can hardly keep our eyes open. And so the guy that I was seeing offered me an Adderall. I had never taken Adderall before. I didn't know how it affected me. I didn't really even know what it was for. I wasn't into drugs. But he gave me this Adderall and he said, take this, you'll stay awake, no problem. Adderall keeps him awake for a 24-hour period. So I'm like, okay, I take this Adderall. We start driving. About 30 minutes into our drive, I notice that I'm starting to like doze off, but I'm like catching myself before I actually doze off. And so I roll down the windows, I turn up the music, and I'm like trying to do anything just to keep myself awake. And I just kept telling myself like this medicine just needs to kick in, so I'm just gonna give it a little bit more time and hopefully it keeps me awake. So after like 45 minutes, I stop at this rest area. Okay, it wasn't 45 minutes because it was only an hour away. So probably about 30 minutes into the drive, I stop at this rest area and like this medicine just needs to kick in. So I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk around, and which I found out later that is like not what you should do, that if you're feeling really tired at the wheel, you should actually take a short like cat nap wherever you're at. Just stop and take like a 10-minute nap to let your body and your brain like reset, instead of walking around and burning more energy, which I thought like the walking around would help wake me up and I'd be more alert, but spoiler alert, that's not what happened. I'm going to wake myself up a little bit. So I go to this rest area, I start walking around, I feel good, I get back in the car, both of my friends are still sleeping. I'm driving for about 10 more miles when I actually got into my accident. So somewhere between the rest area and 10 miles later, I fell asleep at the wheel. I woke up and we were spinning, and we're on the interstate, mind you, so we're going like 65, 70 miles an hour and get in an accident, and we're spinning that fast on the interstate with cars coming at us, and we ended up facing the opposite direction into oncoming traffic. And so there were cars coming at us that were slamming on their brakes. We're spinning. I look in the back and I see my friend who was literally flying in the air. This was like during the accident. We were like spinning so fast and my car was so like off balance. She was laying in the back seat. And so when we got in the accident, she like, I don't even know how it happened because I don't think we flipped, but maybe we like, I don't know, maybe like when we hit the guardrail on the side, it like, I'll show you guys some pictures, but maybe when we like hit the guardrail on the side, my car like went up and came back down, because all I remember is looking back and like between the seats, I could see my friend like in the air. She was like still laying down, but she was like raised in the air. But with the Adderall, actually, like funny story, not really funny, but I do have ADD. I was diagnosed in 2013 or something, but Adderall for some reason just does not work with my body, and they had put me on Adderall again because like with our insurance you have to try the cheaper form, and then if that doesn't work for you then the doctor can give you the more expensive form. But I had tried Adderall a few years ago, probably maybe around this time, But when my doctor put me on it, when I would go to the gym, I was getting these like horrible head pains where it felt like a brain freeze, but like somebody was sticking an ice pick in the back of my head. It was the most debilitating. It would take me to my knees and take my breath away. And then after like 30 seconds, it would go away, but I would feel so fatigued afterwards. I would feel like I just need to lay down and take a nap. Anyways, turns out I went back to the doctor and she said, and she could totally be wrong, but this is what she told me. She said that some people with Adderall have like mini seizures, and that with me being so exhausted after these little episodes of this head pain, that she thought I was just having mini seizures because of this medication. So Adderall just does not mix well with me. And I just grabbed the wheel and I'm like, you know, just holding on tight, like what the heck just happened? And then we hit a tree and then we hit a guardrail and then we come to a stop and we're all just sitting there like, what the heck just happened? And my friend Susie, bless her little heart, Susie, she looked at me and she goes, just drive away. No one's ever gonna know. Just drive away. She was sitting in the passenger side and her passenger side door was almost in my lap. Her legs were pinned under the door so she couldn't move at all. Like my car was effed. There was no driving it or anything. Bless her little heart. Mind you, my car is totaled, you guys. So it wasn't just like I could drive away. It wasn't even drivable. And so we were so worried about getting in trouble for underage drinking, and I was worried about getting in trouble for drinking and driving, and then also getting in trouble for taking prescription medication that wasn't prescribed to me. And so our first instinct was not to call the cops, was to start eating anything that we had in the car that might mask the smell of alcohol on our breath. And so we find some cough drops. We didn't have any gum or food or anything. So we find some cough drops. That was hot. I don't know what that was, but my editing kills me. A for effort, I suppose. We find some cough drops and we start eating these cough drops one right after the other, and like 45 minutes goes by and we're still just sitting there like, what the heck are we gonna do? And people are like moving parts of my car to the side of the road so that they can go around us, but like we're in the middle of the road because we just got in an accident. My car isn't drivable. And so people are moving parts of my car, but no one's like helping us or anything. Everyone had just assumed that someone else had called the cops, but no one had called the cops. So after 45 minutes, finally somebody called the cops. The cop shows up and he's like, what is going on? They had called and said that there was a fender bender and that it was no big deal, so they only sent one cop out, when really it was a horrible accident and my car was totaled. He comes in and he's just like, sorry it took us so long to get here, but like, do you want to go to the hospital? Is anybody hurt? And my friend Susie was hurt, but we were so scared of getting in trouble for drinking that she didn't go to the hospital. But what had happened was when we hit the tree or the guardrail, I don't know, when we hit one of the objects that we hit, it hit on the passenger side. And so Susie was sitting in the passenger seat and her door was almost over into my lap. So that's how far her door had come in, and her legs were pinned under the door. So she had some problems with her legs after that, but I'm really just thankful that it was nothing major and that it was nothing more than just like some soreness, some whiplash, and like a couple of bruised legs. I feel like we could have died, and that is the one single reason that I mean, there are many reasons that I don't drink and drive, but that was a huge factor in my decision to never drink and drive. That's true. I won't even drive tipsy now. Freaks me out too much. I felt like we got so lucky that day, and that I'm never gonna get that lucky twice. I did not want to put myself in that situation or anyone else in that type of situation that I'm like risking either of our lives. So So yeah, that's the story of how I fell asleep at the wheel. I truly cannot even sleep in the car anymore. It doesn't matter who's driving. I'm constantly like obsessively watching their eyes or watching their head to make sure that they're not tired. And you can ask my husband. I ask him probably 5 times an hour when he's driving long distances. I'm like, are you okay? Are you tired? Are you sure you're okay? Do you want me to drive? Because before this accident, I had moments where I was like dozing off and would catch myself and be like, oh crap. And I just thought that was like a normal thing. Like, I'm not ever gonna actually fall asleep at the wheel. I'd always like catch myself before it got to that point, but then it got to that point and here we are. So now it freaks me out when other people are driving and I feel like they're tired. But yeah, you guys, this was just like a fun little video that I wanted to make after coming across these videos. I know it's not MLM related, but it was just fun to make and to teach you guys a little bit more about where I came from. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. I don't know, like I said, do what the YouTubers say, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight.